Hi, Peter Bernstein, Senior Editor of TMCnet.com. I'm here at ITEXPO West in Las Vegas in the Rio Hotel. We're just off the trade floor and concluding 4 exciting days of a lot of insight and a lot of great things happening in the industry. I'm delighted that Eric Levitt, who is the CEO of, we're going to talk about 2 companies.
Yes.
First Point Communications and Open Data Center. So we're going to try and kill 2 birds in 1 stone in this interview, but they're both very important because they both relate to connectivity and what's going on in the cloud. So Eric, why don't you tell me where you want to start?
Sure, we can start with First Point Communications. We have an exciting announcement about our New York Metro fiber network. We're releasing that footprint after a year of construction at the end of this summer. And we'll be offering dense wave connectivity across that network through most of the New York Metro POPs, including our Piscataway data center at Open Data Centers. It'll include 111 8th Avenue, 60 Hudson Street, 85 10th Avenue, and a number of other key data centers.
So for those of you in the industry, those are big sites.
Those are very, very important locations.
Very important locations.
And our price point starting for a 10 gig wave is actually going to be $700 a month, which is extremely competitive in the industry. And protected 10 gig waves starting at under $1,000 a month. That network is actually already selling, and we have several strands of fiber on each path available. That network is going to hub out of our 15 corporate place facility in Piscataway, New Jersey, which is our carrier-neutral co-location facility where we don't charge cross connects for carrier interconnectivity, which is also another very important feature of the network.
So let's talk about the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody seems to know what it is until you ask them, so what is it? And where is it going? So I have an expert here. Let's talk about the data center and how it's evolving and specifically relating to the cloud.
I'm a little scary if anybody says that they're actually an expert in the cloud, but I'm not necessarily going to claim to be one, but hopefully I will be one day. One of the things I may aspire to be when I grow up. The role of the data center as a service provider is obviously changing quite substantially. Traditionally, people have looked at data centers as the place where they're going to put their systems, provide space and power. Internet was added on as a service over the last couple of years. But now as corporate entities and enterprises are looking at the stability, the reliability, and the security of various cloud offerings, they're looking at outsourcing to the data centers at the next level. At Open Data Centers, we feel that the evolution of the data center is to be the cloud service provider at varying levels. One level could be just providing dedicated servers to clients so that they can run their cloud software in a dedicated system environment, but also being able to provide public and private cloud services as well. We're working on a partnership right now, which will be announced in the next probably 30 days, which will give Open Data Centers the ability to provide public cloud, and that public cloud could even be leased at on a per hour basis. So you can, if you need CPU computing power, let's say you're doing video feeds, to the residential community, and people eat dinner between 7 and 8 p.m. and you need extra computing power to deliver to your user base during that period, you could spin up a new virtual machine to be your proxy, pay for it for an hour.
Or the new version of House of Cards comes out and people want to binge watch.
Or the new version of House of Cards or Game of Thrones or insert your favorite show here. And you need to spin up that computing power for an hour or 2 a day, you'll be able to pay for it on an hourly basis. So welcome back to 1965. We are now back to time sharing. And
shared space computing.
Shared space computing, exactly. So we've now truly come full circle finally. And we'll also be able to offer, on a monthly basis, private cloud, or on an hourly basis per se, but generally private cloud is going to be longer lease times on the computing space. And it'll be flexible down to how many threads you want on your processor, how much disk you want, how much download and upload capability do you want on a per virtual machine basis. So it'll get very granular. And that allows our customer base to be able to deliver services to their customers nationwide. We're not just using our own data center to deliver that. We also have other POPs as well. There's a total of 7 POPs on our network right now, and that's growing quite quickly. Outside of just New York, plus we have POPs in Seattle, POPs in Miami, and we'll be able to deliver out of all of those facilities. So we believe that in following with the evolution of the data center, that we need to be able to provide those services, and within the next 30 to 60 days, you're going to see a lot of announcements from us about the delivery of those services to our customers.
So I can't let you go without asking, how's business?
Business is doing very well. We're growing on a lot of fronts. We certainly have our carrier managed services business under FirstPoint is growing quite substantially. We're adding a couple of new clients there, and in general, I think that we're keeping pace with the demand in terms of being able to fill people's requirements for data center space, fill their bandwidth requirements, and now we're starting to see that the transition from really 100 meg Ethernet is the new T1. Yeah. And we're working on rolling out those services, and we're seeing a lot of demand coming in for those services and being able to meet that demand.
The need for speed is never going to go away.
Exactly.
Number one, and the need for having a secure and trusted partner is never going to go away either, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure.
Much.